Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure. It's treating us really well. We are kind of overwhelmed with all this love and all these people telling us great things. So thank you very much. Danke schön.
Wow, really good. Yeah, amazing. Well, it's been, hi everybody. It's been actually a pleasure being here. It's my first Comic-Con ever. And I'm so happy that I accepted to come because, as Esther said, everybody comes, it's so nice and full of love, so it's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
And like you said, like it's your first Comic-Con, and on the one hand you have the acting life, and then you go to a job, you act a film or a TV show, and of course we call you celebrities, famous people, but then also like some shows, like this one, it gets into that Comic-Con world, well, where people dress up as the characters and walk around. So has that changed like your life when you walk around outside or move into a place like everywhere around the world? I think the show is so intense popular. How's that affected your life as an actor?
Well,
and an actress?
Definitely it changed not my life, I mean all of our lives, me and my mates. Of course, in terms of work, we get much more offers now than years ago. Offers related even to people that you dreamt of to work with, you know, and now you have this opportunity of working with these people. Not saying any name, I will be polite, but you know, and in terms of your personal life, it changed as well. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to manage, being honest. But I have to say that most of the time, the people approach you with a lot of respect and love. So it's, yeah, you have to handle, you know, it's very strange when you go to Argentina, Thailand, Germany, any place in the world, and people know you, you know, everywhere. It's so weird, and it is. But you know, it's always you know, the way to survive to that is just taking it with humor. At the end of the day, it's like, okay.
I think that's fairly healthy to do, definitely. So we've opened up the panel to audience questions. We have a microphone over there, and as you can see, we already have some questions lined up. So we're going to dive right in and invite our first guest to the microphone and tell us your name and ask your question.
Hi. My name is Francie. I don't like that, but okay.
Your name or the light?
Yeah, the light. Okay. Thank you for being here. I really enjoyed to meet you. And I really hope you will keep doing it. I know Esther, it's your second. Yeah, love that. I'm a huge Itziar fan, and if it's okay, I might ask if you can share any nice memory you have together with her, like on set or something. So.
Like on screen, on set, or just behind the stages, whatever?
Yeah, more as friends than as actors, or like in a character or something. So.
Yeah, I mean, because
the recording of the series, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there were very special moments, definitely. I'm going to talk about just one very beautiful moment that I remember working with Alba Flores, who's performed in Nairobi, and I believe it was, I think it's the first or the second season, and I get into her bedroom because she says she's kind of sick, and I begin to talk to her, and I tell her I was my childhood, and I told her in that scene the story about my father for the first time. I remember Ursula was so pissed off. Well, you should have told that to Tokyo instead of Nairobi. But she was joking, of course. But that moment of complicity with Alba shooting that scene, I think I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. It was a really precious moment.
Esther, what about you? Do you have like a moment that you think is
Yeah,
really special?
I was thinking in the first and second season in Netflix, I was the secretary, I wasn't part of the band, and there is this huge moment when we started shooting the third season. We all met in the airport going to Thailand for shooting, and I was just like so excited.
Antonia Everding, bitte ins Office kommen. Antonia Everding, bitte.
Antonia, please.
Come on, Antonia,
Antonia?
please.
Everyone's waiting for you.
Come on in.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Don't worry, Antonia.
You're in a partner here, come on.
Yes, you were saying.
We were all very excited. We had no idea we were going to make this third season, and fourth and fifth. And for me it was really special because I thought I was going to be just this secretary, that at the end of the second season this twist changed the character and basically my life as well. And I remember myself in the airport, it's like, oh my god, I'm part of this. I'm part of the band, I'm part of this crazy project. And the first scene that we were shooting was with Denver, and it was really full of fun and joy with this motto, with this little Cincinnati. I enjoy that really much, and well, most of the scenes in Money Heist, we are, or at least I am basically suffering quite a lot. And that was a huge moment of joy, and I remember it like with lots of, well, love. Such a good memory that was.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, come on up.
So I'm Kendra, and I was wondering if you could give my
Wir
parents.
suchen einen französischen Ausweis von Hannah Achilles. Wenn ihn jemand gefunden hat zwischen Halle 5 und 4, bitte im Office abgeben. Danke.
I think people are so excited they lose their children. Yeah, right, I heard correctly. Let's keep an eye on. Hi, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So I was wondering if you could give my parents a shout out because they really loved the show and they don't really watch a lot of TV shows, but they couldn't be here today. And I was also wondering what your favorite meal to cook is.
Well, shout out to your parents, first of all, and yeah, let's get into that question. Can you ask it again? Sorry, I didn't.
What's your favorite meal to cook?
What's your favorite meal to cook? Food. What do you cook?
Okay.
Love to cook.
Okay.
Do you cook?
I cook.
Yeah.
Do you cook?
I do. I love cooking.
Awesome.
Okay, I never cooked for you, actually.
You should, in fact.
I should.
Yeah.
What are you going to cook for me?
Okay. I have to say that I can cook, if I have to choose a Spanish dish, I can cook an extremely good paella. It's really nice. I have to say. So yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I have to say I'm not really good.
Cebolla or not cebolla, or onion or not
You have to
onion.
know this. Well, there are two kind of people in Spain. Like you like, but not cebolla in paella. It's cebolla in tortilla. I mean, you can have tortilla, the Spanish omelette, with onion or without. You with onion or without?
With onion.
Good. You can. Yeah. Not especially good with Spanish food, if I'm honest. But I can make really good curry.
So are you a cook yourself?
I mean, I cook sometimes, but I'm only 15, so not really.
What do you cook? Like, what is your go-to dish?
I think it's ramen noodle.
Ramen noodle. Good answer. Thank you so much for your question. Hi, come on up.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Brianna.
Hello, Canada.
You guys can both answer this, but I'm just curious from your guys' perspective. What does, I guess, the relationship between like Sergio and Raquel, like Serkel, as obviously we call it, what does that mean to you guys? Like, how do you interpret that relationship? Because everything, like, it speaks differently to different people, and people value it in a different way. So I'm just curious, I guess, what your takeaway is from that ship, like what it represents to you, what it means to you.
You mean the fandom?
Yeah, you mean like for us it all means different things, you know, what that relationship represents to different people and how people love it in different ways, so I don't know how to explain it.
But what does it mean to you?
So what does it mean to you?
Yeah, the thing is that it's so nice when the people show you their love, but sometimes some people they cross some lines, and that's not nice. I've been talking with Itziar many times. We're actors, we're mates, we love our work, our job together. I enjoy very much working with her, but that's it. And there are some people that they think we, and when I say we, I'm not talking about Sergio and Raquel.
Yeah.
They think that me, Álvaro, and she, you know, Itziar, we should be together in our life. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, if I should fall in love with every mate that I had in my life, come on, I would be a fucking playboy, you know? And I am not. I mean, I love to work with her. She's a very good mate. It's a perfect companion to be part of a scene. And there was a moment that we decided to not take a picture together because of the pressure. Because it was unhealthy, you know. So we are so sorry for that, you know, all the people who deserve some pictures. But there were some people who fucked that up, so I'm sorry. We are sorry. Itziar and me, we are very, very, very sorry.
I mean, you guys you have nothing to be sorry for. I mean, you guys gave us more than we could ever ask for, and I mean, you guys need to do what is best for you guys and what you feel comfortable with doing, and there's no need to, you know, kind of feel the, I guess, I don't know, public pressure, I guess, you know, per se. So, I mean, I will say that personally for, you know, what you guys did for Raquel and what you guys brought to the table and how you represented it, and, you know, for what you guys did share on social media, you know, like, I will never, obviously, you know, ask for more than you guys are willing to give. At least that's just me. So I am grateful for what you guys did share and what you were able to share and felt comfortable sharing. And I am sorry that obviously some things got pushed too far and, you know, you guys had to cut back or kind of limit what you were sharing. But I mean, I appreciate what you guys did share and how you brought to the table.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I think it's an interesting subject that is brought up now, because the bigger the show, you know, the more countries it airs, and the bigger the fandom, the more difficult it becomes to balance your personal life with your work life. So, a brilliant answer. I think it's very healthy to, as an actor, show your boundaries and say, like, okay, we need a time out now, and move on later.
You know, I promise that I try to make everybody happy every time I can. There are sometimes you cannot, because it's something that you cannot explain at that moment or for any reason. So there's a moment where you finally learn to say no, and you don't feel guilty, because at the beginning you feel guilty, but there's a moment that, hey, I'm an actor, and I'm also a human being, I'm a person, and there are some moments that someone asked me to take a picture in my father's funeral, you know, it's hard, that's a boundary. So, it's just that you sometimes say, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of you every moment you ask me for a picture, but there's some just little moments that I'm not gonna do it, so it's just, I think it's understandable.
Definitely, and I think this goes for everything in life. Just respect your boundaries, definitely. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hey, I'm Yale.
Can you be a little closer to the microphone? Thanks so much.
I think many people know that there's going to be a Berlin series, maybe next year or something, and I just wondered if you would be pleased to play in that too and return to your role. And one other thing is that my Spanish teacher from school is watching this, and she's a big fan, and I wanted to ask if you could say hello to her.
What's her name?
Sophia.
You say hi to Sophie?
No,
the Spanish teacher.
Of course we can. Sophia, hi, how are you doing? I don't know where you are, but it will be a pleasure to have you here. Hopefully.
Spanish teacher.
Yeah, it's his Spanish teacher.
So then, hola Sophie.
Hola.
Oh yes, of course.
¿Qué pasa, Sofía? ¿Cómo estás?
Te mandamos un beso, un abrazo, muchísimas gracias por enseñar español. Español.
Español.
Awesome, so you can give that back to her. And to answer your question, so would you be interested in revisiting that world and revisiting that character and doing new things with it in whatever comes next? And I mean, it's difficult because you can't talk about what you might know or might not know, but just like if it would have ended here, would you want to explore more with that world?
I have to say that I haven't been called to be part of it. But in my opinion, I consider that the story of La Casa de Papel itself, it's already told, it's done, and I'm so happy with it. I mean, I consider it finished very well. I'm so happy with the ending of my character as well, and for me, it would be very nice. I don't know, maybe in a few years, say the band is back or something. But I prefer to leave it there, you know, like a wrapped thing. You know, we made this. We are so happy with this. So leave it there. Let it rest. So for me, it's and I have to say that I enjoyed very much doing the Professor. Hopefully in the future we can get back to it, but I want to do also other things.
Yeah, of course.
As an actor, so for me it's time to let it rest a little bit.
For me, for the character and also for me as an actress, it was just like a surprise day after day. I was just reading the script and saying, honestly, am I going to do this? Really? And especially in the last season, I remember reading the script, the second chapter. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I remember like calling one of the directors saying, am I going to do this? Am I finally going to do this? Oh my God, thank you. And it was just like a great adventure. It was, every day was completely different than the day before, so you just need to adjust a little bit and keep going in the same line, like keeping the essence of the character, but being completely open to play day after day. So it was just like an amazing adventure for me.
Well, I have to say that it doesn't only happen from one season to another. It happens, you know, Alex Pina, the showrunner, the guy who writes all this with his team.
Crazy guy.
Yeah, he gives you just one episode, the script of one episode, and you begin and you conform a character in just one episode. So this thing that, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? So suddenly, I remember myself building up this kind of nerd librarian guy, you know, and suddenly, I don't know which episode, I'm really like, am I doing martial arts? What? This guy? So it's really weird, but, you know, years ago, I was this kind of actor that read a script, and when you read it, oh, come on, my character would never say that, oh, come on, my character would never do this, you know, and then I realized that that's an opportunity, because if it surprises you, it's going to surprise also to the audience. Your work as an actor is to find a way to make it natural, you know. So working with Alex Pina happens to every episode.
You were in Casa de Papel as a person. What city name would you have?
Well, I have to say that if Jaime Denver was here, I know for sure he would say Murcia. But in my case, if we say Domo now, they're going to laugh. So no, okay, no. Let's see. I like Reykjavik because it's a kind of like magic place, and I love the name. It's quite difficult. Reykjavik, I like it.
Yeah,
I could be hours and months thinking about this, but
months would be too much.
I can do that. Professor spent years and years and years.
We can continue, and then whenever it pops up, just shout it randomly.
Okay, I will.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, come on up.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Take a breath.
Tranquila, tranquila, no pasa nada. Tienes todo el tiempo del mundo.
Nervioso. Mi pregunta es, ¿aquí te gusta más en Alemania?
Okay, ¿qué nos gusta más de Alemania? Well, the people is great, I have to say. The beer is great, I have to say. What?
So what's great about Germany, of course?
I have to say, Christmas markets.
Amazing.
Great. And how is it called? Mulled wine?
Blue wine.
Blue wine.
No, mulled wine. This wine that is hot.
Blue wine.
Okay.
It's amazing.
How many you had?
We can circle back to that later. Thank you so much.
¿Y te gusta la ciudad Colonia con el grande catedral?
No he estado en Colonia,
Cerca de
pero no he estado.
100 kilómetros de aquí.
Ah,
No he estado, pero creo que tenemos que ir al carnaval, que es maravilloso en Colonia. Me han dicho. Así que volveremos.
lo haremos. We'll be back.
Okay, danke. Gracias.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I was wondering, since Alex Pina left us in the dark in both of your opinions, what did the professor write on the note for Raphael in the final season? I don't know if you know.
What the professor wrote on for Raphael.
Well, that's something that you know wasn't shot the same day, because I give that note to Najwa, you know, to the Inspector Sierra, then she gives it to Rafael. So I don't know if she made it or not, but I asked her to write something stupid, just to, you know, when he opens, he has to pretend it's something really important, but it's something like "kiss my ass" or something like that, you know. So I don't know what she wrote that note, but there's something that I love that happens in the show that opens your imagination. It's like, it's much better. What did you imagine that was in that note, instead of me telling you that thing was what was written there.
I was wondering what you guys thought was in the note, in your imagination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine
Did
it.
you ever give it a thought? Like, what?
Okay. So "kiss my ass" is not an answer for you? So why not? Why not? I think the professor who had written something like family.
That was also the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's that. I think that will be it.
Thanks for your question.
And for Esther?
Esther, what the professor would have written on the note.
What you told Esther.
I have no idea. But knowing him, I could imagine more than words. I was thinking at the same time that he was answering, more like a drawing or something very naughty, just trying to make him laugh, and you know, something naughty. I'm not going to say more than that.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Yini.
Hi.
I just got you 2 questions. At first, I hope, or would it be okay if you do your typically professor move with the glasses? I just got you 2 glasses of my girlfriend.
Okay.
Wait. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like in little improvisation.
So you notice that I'm doing a gesture, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not very the professor style.
No.
Not really.
Why not?
Well,
Come on, Professor.
It's much more like
Be a bit more fun.
Professor's grandma style. Okay. Okay, so you do like.
but okay. My second question is, did you watch the final season of La Casa de Papel?
You watch what?
The final season.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
Yeah, we watch it.
We just met Luca Perosh last year at the Comic-Con, and he told us about 2 endings in La Casa de Papel you have made, and it's just one ending that is finally on the screen. Can you tell us more about that?
So what happens is that you possibly shot 2 different endings, or 2 different endings were shot for the show, and they only showed one.
Kurze Info!
Oh, that was it! Really kurze Info.
Fotoshoots haben sich verschoben. One Perlman ist jetzt von 14:30 bis 14:50. Das Gruppenfoto von Sons of Anarchy ist von 14:50 bis 15 Uhr und Nicotera ist von 15 bis 15:15. Quick info, photoshoot has changed schedules. So now, Ron Perlman is from 14:30 till 14:50. The group session from Sons of Anarchy is from 14:50 till 15 o'clock. And Nicotera from 15 to 15:15. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. All right.
Thanks for the information.
So is it true that it's clear?
Now it's clear.
Now we know.
Give me quickly.
Were there 2 different endings that were shot to the show, or is that like? I mean, oftentimes they shoot things that don't end up in the final cut.
I think you always cover yourself. When you go to anything, you try what works best, and you finally decide upon the result, you know. It's a normal thing. I mean, it's not that weird, you know. When you don't know if it's going to work or not, you have the feeling it's going to work, but you're not completely sure, you always cover yourself. And you know, when you're doing a series that has such a huge fandom all around the world, and everybody's expecting how are you going to finish this season or whatever, it's like always it's kind of a responsibility, you know. So it's a good thing to be covered.
Yes, of course.
Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Valentina. Thank you so much for coming here today.
It's a pleasure.
Enjoy the convention. And my question is, what is your, or who is your favorite character from La Casa de Papel, except for your own?
Favorite character from the show, except your own character?
Okay, I can answer this, I'm sorry. But not many people expect this answer, but I really love Arturo Roman. So funny, so funny. Honestly, in the middle of the horror drama, then he comes and you know that you're gonna laugh. So it's fun. My character sometimes didn't like him so much, but he's fun character and fun guy.
For me, there's this character in the first 2 seasons called Moscow. I think that what Paco does confirming that character is so beautiful. I mean, he's a father who loves so much his crazy boy, and he doesn't know how to manage. And it's so human. So I loved what Paco made in those first seasons, and I miss him very much in the last 3 seasons.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vienna. Vienna is the city.
There we go.
Vienna, it just came to me. I was just thinking, maybe I made some stupid answers because I was just thinking about the city. And it's Vienna, I think, because I love music so much. So it's my other passion, so I think it makes sense.
Good answer, yeah. Thanks. Hello.
Hello, my name is Amel. My question is, La Casa de Papel was initially an Antena 3 TV show, then it got produced by Netflix. what changed for you when it became a Netflix show, and how did it feel to reopen a show that has a closed ending?
So I mean, it's something you have to do, just keep it off your mind to be working. So at the end, for me, I have to say that it was the first day that I went to shoot, and the last day that I went to shoot, in the first season, in the 5th season, it was the symphony. In terms of how do you approach to your work as an actor, to do your process, your ritual, when you go to your green room and you dress up and you concentrate and you use your music or whatever you use to get into the character. You arrive there, you say good morning to everybody, like you did the first day the same way you did the last day, and I think it's a healthy thing to keep in mind that you still are the same. You are you're not at all better or actor or artist or whatever because of that success. You have to be humble, you have to forget every success. Then, at that moment, just be part of the scene, like if it's the first scene you make ever without any success.
Say that working, you basically...
Go ahead! Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. We all share something, I think, actors and actresses and people that like arts in general, that is passion. So when we are working, I cannot even imagine someone thinking, oh, this is going to be successful or not, or whatever. As soon as you're working with your ritual or when you hear action or whatever, when you're studying at home, you put all your heart and your soul there. If it is for this TV channel in Spain or for Netflix, or even if it's a short film that you're doing with your friends, because at the end it's like you want to do your best because of this passion. And so I would say that for us, working, I don't know, I would say we wouldn't notice this huge difference. But for us, like people, you could notice in silly things like, I remember watching the first chapter of 3rd season in, I don't know how to say this, como un sótano? Basement of a theater that I went with a few friends. We were like all very excited. Oh, her name! Woo! Just like a group of friends and family. And we didn't have signal on the phone. So I went upstairs and then I started listening something like din 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 din, and I was like, what's going on? And that was my Instagram, and I was like, what is this? So I would say that was the first moment that I realized, oh my god, this is gonna be big. Because I don't know, I had maybe like 1,000 people in my Instagram, something like that, and then it went crazy. So you start realizing that, okay, this is huge. When we are working and we were working the same.
Thanks so much. Hi. So we have a few more minutes left, but we'll see if we can finish this line of questions. Hi.
I try to do it quick. My name is Ingo. Hello. I have a two-part question. One links to what you just said. When you do a series, you can't know if it's really successful in the beginning. So was there a plan of a different ending if it wouldn't have been successful as it was, like after the first episode maybe? If it wouldn't have been successful? And the second question is much more important to me. Did you have any influence of choosing the music to the fantastic soundtrack? And if so, what would be the song you have chosen?
Let's go to the first question first. So, if the show would have ended after the first episode,
if it wasn't successful at all, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
And then your question is like, how would it have ended?
How would it end?
Well, I have to say that it was made in the beginning to be a show just with 2 seasons.
Yeah.
If you watch this show, you understand that the second season, the end of the second season is the end of the series. And then we have to create another story. We make another robbery because of Rio or whatever. So I remember the sensation of finishing that series, that first series of that 2 seasons. And I remember having this feeling of mourning when you lose someone, you know. So when somebody dies close to you, and the professor at that moment died for me, because it was already done.
Yeah.
And I felt so sad because I thought, not only the professor, but all the characters around, they had more things to say. You know, we could see more things about this bunch of people, you know. So it was so sad for me at that moment. And after some time, it becomes a huge success. And then, hey guys, we're gonna make it again.
Okay.
So for me, it was a huge happiness at that moment, and that thing allowed me to finish the series at the 5th season in a more relaxed, calm, and enjoyable way. You know, because it's like, for me, the professor was like a twin brother that you lose. It's like you lose part of yourself.
Yeah.
Imagine that something like that happens to you in your life, and then you have a second chance. It's like, okay, you're gonna take advantage of it, you're gonna enjoy that. So, if you know it's gonna be 3 more seasons, it's like, I'm gonna be happy, just happy, even at the ending of this series. So the very ending of the series for me was nicer or for than the first 2 seasons.
I see.
Your second question was?
Did you have any influence of about the music that would show?
Oh yeah, so
the fantastic soundtrack.
Esther,
what would be your favorite song?
If you could choose a soundtrack to the show, what would be the song you would choose?
I have to say that the soundtrack was beautifully chosen. But I think that most of us work with music, so I guess it depends on the scene that we were working. We were using different kind of music and songs just to help us to be in the mood, because sometimes we had to be like maybe for days or even weeks with the same scene, so sometimes you need this punch like. So I remember the most of us with the ones. It's like before every scene, but I'm not sure I can say music for the series. I'm sure he can.
Yeah, I can. No, I would say that, you know, I like to work my characters thinking about some pieces of music, 1, 2, that connects me, not in a way of a soundtrack, but that connects me with the emotion, with the structure of the character. How do I conform the character? And I had 2 pieces for the professor. One is A Night in Tunisia by Gillespie, who is a jazz trumpetist. Because of the character, the professor, he seems to be quite chaotic, you know, it's kind of a mess. You get into the hangar, everything is like around, seems to be no order around, but you think deeply in that, everything's organized, so perfectly organized in his head. So that's jazz for me, jazz music. It sounds like unstructured, but it's perfectly structured. So that worked for me. And the other one is, you know, Jack White has an album called Lazaretto, and there's a song called Lazaretto that I use that to get into the action scenes of the professor. So I would have those, or at least one.